I'm in the craft room today for no reason at all, just because it's easier to film in here. And there's a nice couch. Like, I'm not sitting on the floor right now. This is great. I get to sit on the couch and film my intros. This is luxury. Hello friends, welcome back to another video. If you're new and not subscribed, I'm Kayla Bame, and you should really think about subscribing to my channel because the greatest things in the world happen when you do that. So, subscribe. For today's video, we are continuing on our journey with the Zodiac glass paintings. The last one I did was Cancer, and that one was late. It wasn't in the time frame of when cancers were being cancers, you know? So I skipped over Leo. This glass painting is going to be for Virgo. Winnie ate my SIM card, so everything got thrown off. And it took longer for me to upload, so everything, the month that we're in right now is Virgo. So I'm doing Virgo because it's on time. I skipped Leo, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll do 2 Zodiacs this month just because I skipped over Leo. If you want me to do Leo, let me know. But right now it's the time frame for Virgo, which is why I'm doing Virgo and not Leo. So this is the Virgo glass painting Zodiac sign glass painting. Okay, party people, for this reverse glass painting, I am using a 5x7 picture frame that I got from the Dollar Tree. And here is the reference picture that I am using. This is Virgo, which apparently is the Maiden. And basically, I just took the glass out of the frame, put it on top of my reference picture, and I'm using blue painter's tape to hold it down. Usually when I take the glass out, I do clean it with some vinegar spray, just because when you take a frame out and you take the glass out of the frame, it's kind of dusty and gross. So I do recommend cleaning your glass before you paint on top of it. And then of course I am using the oil-based paint pen Ultra Fine Tip by Craftsmart in the color black. This is the best pen for doing the outline of a glass painting. At least in my opinion, this is the best pen. But if you don't have this, or you just don't like going to Michael's, even though Michael's is the best store ever, you can use other pens like a basic Sharpie. They may not work as good, but a Sharpie will come up on glass. You may need to do a couple of coats, but yes, Sharpies work. The Sharpie oil-based paint pens are horrible. Don't get those. Dollar Tree has some multi-surface paint pens now. I think theirs are metallics, but I mean, that could be a fun little thing, a metallic outline. If you want to see me do a review on Dollar Tree's metallic paint pens, let me know, because I think that would be a fun video too. Testing out a whole bunch of different paint pens, testing out the Dollar Tree paint pens just to see which one really is the best. But this Craftsmart one that I got from Michael's, it's my favorite. Sometimes the ink spills out of the tip though, so you kind of have to be careful, but these are the best. I love it so much. Thank you very much for listening to my rant. Then for the writing on the bottom that says Virgo, I am using a gold extra fine point paint marker by Pilot. These are just cool little metallic pens that I like using for writing and stuff. Especially with these Zodiac ones, I think the name of the sign should be in metallic. It just feels right. And also the thing with the metallic pens is that you may need to go over it a couple of times, just because metallic obviously is a bit more transparent than the black paint pen. But if you go over it a couple of times, it works okay. It's fantastic. Also, it's important that when you do these glass paintings for the reference picture, just make sure it's the reversed version, or else you're going to be writing Virgo the correct way, and when you flip it around, it's going to be backwards. So you need to trace it backwards, so when you flip it around, it is the correct way. Now for the painting, the first color I'm using is Pink by Craftsmart. And I am using this color for her rosy cheeks and her pink lips. And now is also the time I'm going to say the colors that I picked for this project and any of my Zodiac projects. I literally looked up colors that go along with the Zodiac signs, something like that, and it gave me a whole thing of what colors go with what zodiac signs, and for Virgos it just happened to be more earth tones, so like greens and browns and like a beige cream kind of stuff. So that's how I picked my colors. It was really it wasn't me just picking random colors. I wanted it to fit the zodiac signs as much as possible, so that's why I went with the color scheme I did. Then I took Festive Green by DecoArt, and this is the Dazzling Metallics by DecoArt. And I did the little dots on her dress, the collar and puffy sleeve things on her dress. This color, I really love metallic paint. I think it adds just a little bit more, especially to these glass paintings. It makes it less boring. And DecoArt has a lot of cool metallic paints, so I'm actually really happy that I'm doing this series with the zodiac signs because it gives me an excuse to use all these really cool metallic paint colors that I really have no use for anyway. I mean, I guess I could try them on a canvas painting. That might be cool, but in general, I don't really use metallic paints except when I'm doing a reverse glass painting. So, they're cool, okay? And this is a super pretty color, even if it is green. Then I took the color White Pearl by DecoArt. Again, this is part of the Dazzling Metallics. And I used this for the flower. The White Pearl was a color that I brought into the project, as well as the pink. It wasn't in the little scheme, but I thought it would look weird if everything was green or brown, like a brown flower, I don't know. So I made it a metallic pearl white instead because I thought that would look better. Then I took the color Old Ivy by Folk Art. This is a matte colored paint, and I did the little leaves on the flower, and this was also the main color of her dress. I didn't want to make the whole painting metallic because I think that kind of ruins the point of using metallic paint. I like using metallic paints as kind of like an accent. So using all metallic paints I think would look a little weird. I should try that one day though, just using all metallic paints. But for these glass paintings, I prefer to use the metallic paints as accent marks. So I have to add some matte paint in there just so it does the job I want it to do. And if you're wondering, yes, I did just go over the green dots because I took the little heat gun, or as I like to call it, the ray gun. Okay, it's just a heat gun. You could use a blow dryer too. That's why if you could see the pink cheeks, they're kind of dry. I ran that over the paint for a little bit just because I'm very impatient. I was kind of in a time crunch this day. I had to go to work, so I couldn't wait for it to air dry. So if you want to finish the piece, you could just use a blow dryer or a heat gun or something, and it'll dry the lower layers so you could do the big layers like I did here. And for the last color here, I am using this chocolate brown by Folk Art. This is metallic acrylic paint by Folk Art. This color is super cool, and I'm just using this for the hair. I kind of like the way that this color scheme was. I'll have to show you guys a picture of the reference thing I was using for the colors, but I think the colors for Virgo worked out well for the maiden, which is the Virgo symbol, because the browns and stuff, it goes with the hair. I mean, I could have definitely made her hair green if I really wanted to, but I didn't. So if you want to do this and make your maiden's hair green, I mean, that might be cool. But I really like this metallic brown. I think it's super pretty, so that's why I made her hair that metallic brown. It fits and it was actually kind of realistic. And then lastly, I took the color Warm Buff. This is by Apple Barrel. It's a multi-surface paint, and I just filled in everything else. And it just so happened to be a normal skin tone, you know? I mean, you definitely could have made her skin green. That might have actually looked kind of cool. Maybe I should have been weird with it and like made her dress warm buff, her skin metallic green, her cheeks, I don't even know what, pearl white with green skin. I should have just like made this maiden a complete alien. But I didn't. I tried to be more realistic with the colors because the color scheme was earth tones, and so I just wanted to make it work the best way possible. So this is, yeah, these colors worked well for the symbol, I think. And here's the moment you all have been waiting for. This is the back side. Flip it over, and there is the finished product. I really like the metallic paints. I mean, I know you can't really... I mean, you can kind of see it sparkle a little bit, but I think this piece came out super, super cool. I think it's cute. So this is the sign Virgo. Here you go, Virgos. Alright, that is it for today's video. If you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And leave in the comments down below what you thought of this Zodiac glass painting. And also, if there are any Leos watching, I'm sorry. If you want me to do another glass painting doing Leo the Lion, I'll do it. But I wanted to be on time with this Zodiac sign because I completely was late for Cancer, and then it pushed over, and then Leo got lost somewhere in between. So if you want to see me do that one, let me know in the comments down below and I will do it. But I'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.